NOLA Gent here at Hana Sushi. Yeah, good stuff in here. Ho, ho, ho.
Welcome to NOLA Gent. Let the good times roll. In this episode of our restaurant review vlog, we are visiting Hana Sushi, which is one of the oldest Japanese restaurants and sushi bars in New Orleans that's been open for over 30 years. Hana Sushi is located in the Uptown Riverbend area of New Orleans at 8116 Hampson Street, which is about 14 minutes and 6.5 miles away from the French Quarter. The St. Charles streetcar line also goes right past this area as well. You are invited to eat with me sushi in this Japanese restaurant review video as we enjoy some New Orleans sushi. Our restaurant review videos will be exploring Japanese food New Orleans style in this Japanese food review video as we look for the best sushi lunch and dinner spots as you eat with me Japanese food for our restaurant review vlog. So, I have been eating at Hana Sushi for many years, and I believe it's the first sushi restaurant I ever even ate at in New Orleans. Let's head on inside and check this place out. So they've got a decent amount of space in here for a smaller looking building on the outside, and they decorated it up pretty darn well, so you get a lot of fish themes going on, which you would expect in a sushi restaurant. So there are no shortage of fish and sea scenes inside of here. So you definitely get the full sushi attention to the fish, which is the biggest part of the menu in most sushi places. And they do have a great little dining area up here, and the sushi bar is where I've always spent most of my time. Fortunately, with the pandemic situation, there is no seating at the sushi bar currently, so I will have to sit in a booth instead, but at least I can get a view of the sushi bar and remember all the great meals I've had there in the past. I don't think they're serving any of the fish in the tank there, but you never know. So here we are looking back down at where we came in at. So it's not the biggest space, but it's big enough. So let's take a look at the menu here now. So they have a really long list of appetizers, so I will just let you pause and read that on your own. Then on the next page we have a nice selection of soups and salads and just some stir-fried noodles and some rice bowl dishes. Then we have our drink selection with some hot and cold sake and various Japanese wines and beers and local beers. And then we have a huge list of lunch specials and the various sushi types. And then we've got all sorts of things to choose from on our special roll list. So some good choices there for some of the larger specials that they have here that are really good. And then we have our entrees, which are another selection of good items to get if you're in more of the mood for some hot cooked food. So we got a free dish of noodles, which you used to only get this if you sat at the sushi bar, but with the current pandemic situation, they're giving it to everybody now. And I'm really hungry too, as I just got my hair cut and my beard trimmed from a year of not seeing any kind of barber. So after all that, I'm really ready to dig into some food. So these noodles are decent. They're nothing out of the ordinary. They're just some basic noodles with a little white sauce. I believe it's just some kind of a little mayonnaise that has some other stuff mixed into it. And it is cold, so I kind of like it better when you get a free miso soup at a sushi bar than these noodles. Some of the other sushi restaurants start you off with a nice clear soup or a miso soup, which I find a little more pleasing to my palate than the cold noodles, but hey, you know, breeze free. So my first plate of sushi arrived with the Philly roll on the bottom and the Naruto roll at the top, which is snow crab, roe, avocado with cucumber wrapped on the outside. Then we have the caterpillar roll, which has snow crab, eel, smelt roe, and topped with sliced avocado, so that's the one on the top. And then underneath it we have the escalar special roll with crawfish with torched escalar on top with eel sauce. Hana Sushi has definitely been one of my favorite sushi spots in the New Orleans area, as even their normal rolls tend to have a lot more stuff packed inside the sushi rolls than most of the other places in the New Orleans area. And then their special rolls are really giant. The special rolls have gotten a lot more popular over the last many years, and definitely these things are so big you really can't even pick them up with chopsticks very easily. It's easier just to use your hand, but I'm out of practice with my chopsticks, and I'll go ahead and give it a good effort to put it in my mouth with a chopstick. So definitely I was eating with chopsticks multiple times a week before the pandemic, and that definitely has not been happening during all of the COVID-19 time, so I can tell that my chopstick skills have gotten less good. So it is a perishable skill with the chopsticks if you're not using them often. And picking up these huge special rolls is not an easy task at all, I'm recognizing now. So definitely trying to get these things manipulated with the chopsticks is not as easy as it used to be back when I was using the chopsticks a lot more often. I also would eat a lot of Vietnamese pho with chopsticks. That seemed to be a little bit easier the last time I tried it with chopsticks, but the sushi definitely requires a lot more hand strength and coordination. So, wow, these are some big rolls, and they definitely are really nice. Now, the only complaint that I have about this place is their rolls tend to be a little bit less flavorful, with less spice. They're a little more plain Jane. But you can see they gave us a couple of sauces here. So I'm going to dip this little roll here in the sauce and try it out. So I never got these bottles of sauce in the past. You could request it, but usually I didn't. I would just eat it the way it was with a little wasabi mixed up with some soy sauce. I have been cutting back substantially on my soy sauce intake over recent years, though, as just so many of the soybeans these days, I think it's over 90% is what I read last time, of them are genetically modified now. And when I was doing my graduate school work back in the Mississippi Delta, doing some photographic ethnography there, that's when I saw the very beginnings of a lot of the first test plots of the genetically modified things being grown in the soybean fields, and now it seems to be really hard to find anything but genetically modified soybeans. So I think they have things like jellyfish DNA and other things I've read about, so who knows? I don't know. Research that on your own and see what you think. I'm always like, oh, what am I getting in here now? I don't know. I'd prefer my soybeans to be all soybean DNA, but that doesn't seem to be the case anymore. So it's an interesting area of things going on in our world today. But the sushi is pretty darn tasty though, so the soy sauce mixed up with the other sauces and some wasabi definitely gives it some extra flavor kick. And it would really give me a kick if you would destroy that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I really would appreciate it, and it really would help me with the YouTube algorithm. Alright, here we go, the caterpillar roll. This is pretty darn good. So I think the escalar roll is my most favorite so far. The caterpillar is a close second. And definitely I'm enjoying those two, I think, the most, because they just have lots of layers of flavor inside of them. So I am certainly enjoying feasting on those two rolls. Ooh, definitely they have lots of good protein in there. I've also been getting a lot of my sushi rolls recently that are in rice paper or another kind of non-rice outside, because I find it helps my midsection stay a little slimmer. So this is a little bit of an extra feast with doing rolls with rice on them, and limiting myself to the one wrapped in cucumber there. I usually don't get cucumber wrapped ones though. Those are a less common item I will order as well though. But so far everything's good. The Philly roll is pretty decent flavored, but I would say it's probably my least favorite one so far if I have to choose. And I guess the third place will be the cucumber wrapped Naruto roll. So definitely number one will be the Escalar roll, number two, the Caterpillar roll, number three, the Naruto roll, and last place will be the Philly roll. But these are all still great rolls, so I'm enjoying all of them. Now it's time to get a little of this pickled ginger. Ooh, I love this stuff. Always makes your stomach feel so much better. It really helps with any bloating you might have gotten from eating so much rice in the sushi. But I've definitely realized my chopstick skills need a lot more practice. I've gotten so out of practice during all of the pandemic quarantines and shutdowns, so definitely need to get my little fingers working out again with the chopsticks. I guess my hands have gotten weak. I don't know. I've gotten weak and it's hard for me to pick up all the weight. So, it's going to be a lot of exercise required for me to eat a lot more sushi. I'm really not looking forward to that at all. It'll be so much awful work to have to eat more sushi. So I will not be enjoying this work at all, as you can tell. I do not enjoy any of this feasting. So, as you're feasting with me on all of this sushi, here we go. Wow, this is a huge piece. I probably should just pick it out of my hand, but I like to use the little effort to see if I can keep it in there, because the cucumber is the hardest thing to get. It's so slippery. And all right, I was able to succeed with that. That's a good thing. So, completely destroyed all of the sushi. A great meal. And the only thing that's left is a little bit of the sauce in here. So, a great meal at Hana Sushi. So definitely, if you're ever in the area, you probably would be happy if you step in and check it out. The total was $48.98 before tip, which is a little expensive, but it was for two people, not just me. I actually didn't eat it all on my own. So thanks to everybody at Hana Sushi for a great meal, and join us on our next episode for more good food, good times, and good people.
Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you would just click on the little circle here with a picture of my head in there and subscribe to the NOLA Gent channel, it would really help me a lot. I really appreciate it. Thank you.